So I know this is a bit unusual, but I really hope we can study well. I want us together to try to grab the knowledge from this class. I want us to grab class.
What did he just say?
The interdimensional black holes had particles that killed everything in the Big Bang. The black killed everything. Bang. If you have any questions, feel free to raise your hand and I will not see you. Radon is accumulates in places where ventilation is inadequate, such as in an underground mine, maybe build up inside, long-term exposure to.
Some students without reliable internet access and/or technology struggle to participate in digital learning. This gap is seen across countries and between income brackets within countries.
COVID-19 has resulted in schools shut all across the world. Globally, over 1.2 billion children are out of the classroom.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. The title of the presentation is Online Learning Insights into Malaysia University Lecturer's Perspective. You can see the content of the presentation is on the right, and the one that highlight in yellow is the current topic. For the gap of the study, there are a limited number of research done in finding the correlation between lecturers' skills, students' understanding, and internet connection. There are two main objectives of the research. Number one is to find the significant correlation between three elements: skills, connection, and understanding. Number two is to identify the most frequent application that used by the lecturer. There are 5 research questions as stated below. According to some studies, online learning requires commitment from both lecturers and the students. There are also insignificant relationship between lecturers' skills and also the internet connection. And according to Al-Bahina in 2015, there are limited training or manual that can help the lecturers to effectively use the technology. The methodology of the research is straightforward. We use online Google Form to collect response from 466 lecturers in UiTM Negeri Sembilan, and we use descriptive analysis to analyze the result. The result for research question number 1, what application chose by the lecturers in conducting online learning? In rank number 1 is Google application. Number 2 is social media like WhatsApp, Telegram and Facebook. Number 3 is learning management system. And number 4 is Microsoft application. For research question number 2, what application has the highest number of active students? Based on the result, social media has the highest number of active students, followed by learning management system and Google application. And at the last place is Microsoft application. For research question number 3, what application chose by the lecturers in relation to their own skill? Number 1 is Google application. Number 2 is social media. And number 3 is learning management system. And the last one is Microsoft application. For research question number 4, is there a significant correlation between lecturer skills and students' participations? The results show there is a moderate correlation between these two items with the value of 0.63. For the last research question, is there a significant correlation between students' participation and the measurement of students' understanding? The result shows there is moderate correlation between these two items with the value of 0.61. There are many applications that can support online learning, and Google application is still on the top of the list. The usefulness, the easiness of the application are the two main factors why people choose to use the application over the others. And even for Malaysian, we are familiar with the application since 8 to 10 years ago. Social media like WhatsApp, Telegram, Instagram, Facebook is chosen as the second top application in online learning. And according to some studies, WhatsApp is identified as a successful application to support online learning. And this finding made the result of research question number 2, as online learning through social media has the highest value of attendance percentage. However, it is interesting to find out that learning management system and Google application are chosen as the top application in weak internet connection. Maybe because of unorganized messages in WhatsApp make it difficult to have a asynchronous method. Google application is widely used not only for educational purposes but also for industrial deals. Because of the familiarity, it is reasonable to consider the application as the most favorable as compared to the other application like Microsoft Teams. Microsoft Teams is a new exposure for your ITM Negeri Sembilan staff, and with minimal experience, not many lecturers prefer to utilize the application. According to some studies, a successful online learning requires commitment from both lecturers and the student. And from the perspective of lecturers, being ready is able to improve the teaching skill immediately to grab students' attention. And from the perspective of the students, being ready to commit is able to adapt to the new environment and respond to the lecturers. Thus, the result of the study to answer the research question number 4 is parallel to the previous studies where there is a positive correlation between lecturer skills and the students' participation. Well, it is clear that students' understanding can be measured through formative or summative assessment. The lecturers can evaluate the students' performance to identify the level of understanding. It is quite difficult to identify the level of understanding based on a single class. In a traditional classroom or face-to-face classroom, an experienced lecturer able to observe the student performance through face expression and body language. However, it is quite impossible to observe the student, to evaluate the student if there is no video or audio response from the student. If the students actively participate in class, it will be easier for the lecturers to evaluate or to identify the level of understanding. For the conclusion, Malaysia Education Blueprint is a detailed plan of action that require 70% of the curriculum to use blended learning. This study can be one of the initiatives or the initial research to understand online learning from the perspective of the lecturers. The finding of the research also can be used as input to design online learning model.